Hello everyone, this is Bhumika and today we are presenting Kashmir and its role in Pakistan. So the valley between the Great Himalayas range and Pir Panjal mountain range, Kashmir is a piece of beautiful simplicity and pristine natural beauty. Kashmir is painted with a unique culture that keeps you integrated throughout your journey. Kashmir is also known as paradise on earth. But the conflict in Kashmir is convoluted to say the least, and beg the question as to why India and Pakistan continue to fight so ferociously over such a small piece of territory. Since the partition and independence of India and Pakistan in 1947, the two heavyweights has fought three wars over the tiny region. The first war is fought in 1947 to 1948. The second war was fought in 1965, and third war was fought in 1999. As India and Pakistan went so separate way, states state is still governed under the state governed principalities had the option of which side to take. Maharaja Hari Singh, the Hindu ruler of Kashmir, presided over the population of predominantly Muslim subject, and as such decided to remain neutral, unable to make the choice between India and Pakistan, and that's the reason why Kashmir became the one of the biggest issue of the world.
So the so now the question is why Kashmir issue is important. The answer is the glaciers and fresh water they provide to the region and to the India. The glacier waters that flow through Kashmir provide water and electricity to a billion people in India. Pakistan also relies heavily on glacial waters flowing from the region to prop up its agricultural sector. With a growing population and increased need of electricity, India has looked up to the region to develop more hydro facilities. Pakistan fears that India may divert water necessary for irrigation and use water as a weapon against Pakistan. Kashmir is thus a major national security issue for both nations, the control of which could pose an existential threat to the other. In 1960, India and Pakistan signed the Indus Water Treaty, brokered by the World Bank. The agreement gave India control over the Bees, Ravi, and Satluj rivers, and Pakistan got control over the Indus, Chenab, and Jhelum. Because all the rivers flowed through India, India was given special provisions for hydroelectric development. Sounding further alarm bells, research indicates that global warming is causing record melting of Kashmir's glaciers, which provide fresh water to its rivers. Himalayan glaciers have lost an estimated 174 gigatons of water. The rapid melt has been responsible for severe flooding in both Pakistan and India. With rapidly receding glacier water, India and Pakistan will face prolonged electricity shortage, stunting economic growth, and dry summer rivers beds will impact the agricultural sector.
So here I am Salahuddin, and I'm going to tell you about issues of Kashmir, which are currently which is currently facing by Kashmir. So, as you know, Indian government has imposed curfew in Kashmir for a long time. You can realize that in our COVID-19 pandemic situation, how we survive in our lives in the lockdown situation. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult for Kashmir peoples, and that they had to live their lives in only in a only home, and hundreds of Kashmiris martyred in the for their right. If they talk to any authority, they martyred. And India got control on Kashmir illegally, and people are not free, and this is the main issue. They are no not free. They have no right to take decision of their own, and people are deprived of freedom, as they cannot take decision of their own, so they are deprived of freedom. Majority of countries protest in the favor of Kashmir. As you know, in few days ago or few weeks ago, majority of countries in the world protest in the favor of Kashmir. They want to make Kashmir free. And top of the list, Pakistan stands with the Kashmir from the first day of its independence. Kashmir is always important priority in Pakistan's foreign policy. As we know, whatever in our every constitution, Kashmir is important priority for Pakistan, and it is very important for Pakistan. Pakistan has risen Kashmir issue in UN. Many countries has risen the Kashmir issue in UNO, but the Pakistan has risen issue the most. Pakistan supports Kashmir financially, spiritually, and by every part of life, by every corner. Pakistan supports by every corner to Kashmir, and Kashmir is jugular vein for Pakistan. It means Kashmir is very important for Pakistan because most of the Kashmir we get the many natural things from Kashmir or many other things. I mean the majority the light in a very huge amount we get from the Kashmir. Even Imran Khan from few days ago said to a journalist Jonathan Swan that Kashmir is if once the Kashmir issue is resolved, there will be no need of nuclear. You can get the thing that if the Kashmir issue is solved, there is no need of nuclear. So you can think that how much is it important for both of countries, Pakistan and India. So we have to solve this problem as soon as possible. Otherwise, there will be a nuclear war or any other war. But it is a very big problem for Pakistan and Kashmir. And Kashmir and Pakistan stand for Kashmiris people right. And Pakistan always said that you are free and you are free to you are free. You are free. Pakistan even didn't rule on Kashmir illegally.
Okay, so now we have role of UN in Kashmir involvement. So first of all, what the UN was and why it was created. United Nations is an international organization which was founded in 1945 after World War II to maintain peace and security in the international environment. So UN was involved because of the complaint which was filed by the Indian government. After that, UN adopted some resolutions to solve the Kashmir issue, and some of the main resolutions were 38 and 39, which were passed in 1948. And UN also established a commission to investigate the dispute after the war of 1948 between India and Pakistan. One of the significant attempts came after the dispute, which was the resolution number 47, which was passed on 21st of April, which ensured which envisioned the referendum to solve for the Kashmiri people to solve this problem. Another attempt to solve this issue was taken by the UN resolution, under which a judge was appointed to administer and discuss this arrangement to solve this problem between India and Pakistan. But after his he got all the response. His report was mainly based on the two finalized arguments. The first, he said that the disagreement of content demilitarization process to ensure the peace and security, and another was the disagreement between the both governments to control the government of Kashmir. If we analyze the dispute for now, the resolutions which were passed in 1950s are not applicable and are not that much effective nowadays, because with the passage of time and with the social and economic changes in the entire globe, the region and in the region particularly, many of the countries have founded their alliances, and because of these alliances, these organizations cannot play their role free and independently. Like we have an example of FATF. Recently nowadays you may have heard about FATF, in which Pakistan was still decided to be listed on the grey list despite of completing 26 after 27 points. So this is how the global politics work, in which both many countries vote for their organizations. Many of the countries have veto power to agree or disagree to a decision. So they all work for their alliances, for their friendly countries. This is the reason why UN has been failed to play this vital role or an effective role in this issue.